it comes to space horror games, I think most people are aware of the two biggies in the industry. We've got Alien, which uses the Free League Year Zero engine, and we've got Mothership, which uses a D100 roll under system. So those two tend to be the ones that, everyone talks about. And then on my Discord, there's always Andrew Beaton that goes, "You want to play Vast Grimm?" He's a massive Mörk Borg fan. Pronounce it how you like, guys. I call it Mörk Borg because that's how it reads to me. I'm a dyslexic. So that's debate for a different video. But he always talks about Vast Grimm, which, in fairness, is a game I've heard of. Never seen it. Can't buy it anywhere. It's basically like trying to find the hen's teeth. It's here in the UK. It's almost impossible to find. And then a Kickstarter arrives. So I'm going to go through the new Vast Grimm Kickstarter to show you what's in the Kickstarter and show you, actually, and me, why I think Andrew might be right. Because I love a good Mörk Borg system, and I love a nice, simple D20 rollover system. Don't get me wrong, I do love Mothership, and I do really like Alien. But I think he's right. There is a third choice, and I'm going to show you, and we can actually get it now, which is it's always good when these things come back. So I'm going to start off by showing you the Kickstarter link. Obviously, this isn't. I don't do affiliate links and stuff for Kickstarter. I don't know whether it exists, but I'm just basically always happy to talk about projects I'm really excited. So this is me over on my Kickstarter page. So we've got Vast Grimm, Escaping Stasis. So we've got expanded rules, adventures, a starter set for the infection, sci-fi horror RPG compatible with Mörk Borg. At time of recording, £26,000. What's that? $35,000. 375 backers. 24 days to go. So finally getting onto a Kickstarter, really. So if you see this video by the time it comes out, you're still going to have plenty of time to actually jump on this. There's a video here which I'm not going to show just because I get copyright stamped on all the videos whenever I show these now. So I just sort of stay away from it. But we can just see the sort of space horror. There's definitely an element of body horror in here, because if you do get, well, I should say when it seems that you're going to get this grim infestation, it's going to kind of change the character, which I think this is where the game is sort of built around, and what we're kind of really looking for in here. So this is quite a big Kickstarter, actually. There's a lot in here. I think originally it was one book. This looks like it's now being divided into a player's guide and a games master's guide, which is cool. I like that. Actually, towards the end of this video, I'm going to actually show you the new rulebook minus pictures, because you can download it for free off the Kickstarter, which is brilliant, and a couple of adventures that are on there. So if you want to try out the game, it's all included, which is absolutely brilliant, because say you can just for free go and see if you like it, and when you do, you can fully invest it and get it with this wild sort of space punk kind of theme that seems to be going on. So they're all A5. So like if you're aware of sort of Mörk Borg, I think Shadow Dark, it's all going to come in that sort of A5 size book. So within the starter set, you're going to get a new member and Games Master's Guide, which seems to be dividing, I think, the original core book into two different books. You got crew sheets and some character build sheets, and then there are 5 other PDFs included in here, which are adventure bundles and more expanded lore and things. And you can get things like t-shirts and badges and stuff alongside. So what is Vast Grimm? So the universe is coming to a terrible end because most of humanity has been infected by one of 6 strains of this parasitic worm. Yeah, there's different worms in here, which is cool. Those consumed by the larvae mutate into an alien hive mind, zombie-like species known as the Grimm. So you're just going to be playing in this world, trying to escape from the Grimm, as well as the sort of futuristic spaceship battles and everything that you're going to get from a standard sci-fi space game. But beyond that, it's going to be horror. Sounds good. So here we've got the links here with the download the Skeleton Crew, which is the stripped out rulebook. So it's the rules ready to go. Probably there might be some alterations, I don't know. between now and by the time it's released, but it's minus the rules of sale. We'll show them. I'll timestamp it as well. Then we got Into the Wormhole, which is a dungeon crawl that's included for free, as well as I Want Your Skulls, which is a hex crawl that's included for free. So we're going to get a bit of a look of the starter set. So here's the starter set. This is Player's Guide and Games Master's Guide. The box it's going to come in. You've got then a load of character sheets as well. And it's all going to be printed within the US here. So that's great for new players if you want to get into it. If you're an existing player, obviously, with a new, you probably might not want this starter set, but it does mean you can look at the other 5 zines. So we've got the crew member manual, which, by the sounds of it, is the player's guide. This is going to give you the game mechanics overview, the character creation, 8 classes, some backgrounds, gear. So everything you're going to need to play is going to be in this. So obviously, if you can get that, you can give this one out to your players. And that's coming in at 48 pages. Then get the Games Master, which is the Network Operator Manual, which is going to got more game mechanics, running the map, the settings, the infections, how to remove infections, Gaith, which may be monsters and creatures, I don't know, Neuromancy, which is the spells and magic in this game, Tributes, Farmer, and Adventure Generation tables. So that's what you're going to need for the Games Master. Now, if that's not enough, we've now got another 5 zines. So we've got New Threats, Threat Registry number 1, which is 14 more comic horrors, some meatbags, aliens. This looks to be a monster manual by all accounts, and that's coming at 48 pages. We've got Killing the King's Bounty, which, so this is an adventure series, and it's going to be an element of, have some lore in it as well, I think, and you've got what these looks like spaceships that are in there and maps of them as well. Actually, that's going to, depending on how you, I wonder if you're going to randomly roll those on a mat and then it puts them in certain locations. So that's an adventure. We've then got Terminus Star, which is more lore and more adventures with key NPCs, threats, areas. Humanity's Protectorate, which is new fiction adventure, more NPCs as well. This one comes in at, there's no page count on that. And then finally we've got Flesh of My Flesh, which is a short quick start adventure. Okay, so this is the adventure that's coming in the Kickstarter. And then you've got an upgraded toolkit if you want. So if you've got Vast Grimm core book, you don't need to purchase the members manual or the Newark network book. All rules, modifications that are in the toolkit. So the PDF, the toolkit is free for everyone that's available. That's quite cool. And if you want it printed, it's just going to cost you $5. That's nice. That's really good. So it's, it's really helping out existing purchasers of the game, people that have already got the book. It's not going to sort of be sort of behind, sort of financially. There's nothing worse, I think, than when something new or a newer version comes out and then you've got to go and buy the whole thing just so you can play the same game as everyone else that's bought it. So that's quite cool. And you've got some options here. You can either have a box or a binder it's going to come in. This video here is quite interesting because so you do get to choose whether you want holes or without holes, because if you want the binder, they're going to put holes in it for you. If you want to put it in a box, you're not going to want holes. So yeah, that's quite cool. I don't think I've ever seen, it's been a long time since I've seen a game with holes. I think Harnmaster's the last thing I can think of that actually comes with holes, because when you buy Harnmaster, you just get the pads, and you've even got to go and buy your own folder with that. At least a folder's coming with it. Then we have got a novella here, so a short story written by John Boltisberger, possibly. Sorry if that's wrong. You get a Kickstarter exclusive t-shirts. Then we've got a variety of badges and pins. So how much is it going to cost you? So you can get one of the PDFs in print form. It's $15. The starter set, $30. If you want all the PDFs, or all 7 PDFs in here, it's $39, which is where I am at the moment. My upgrade, it's all going to come, that horrible T word and everything else that goes on with importing and exporting at this moment, which is because it's all being made in America. Well, if it's been made outside of the UK, I'm getting stung, whatever happens. And then you've got the binder at $59, and then you either go box or binder at $99, which is going to give you prints of everything and the PDFs, which is cool. And then if you want some the digital novella, the patches as well. So that's going to be 119, which is going to save you, what's that, about $35 somewhere around there. And then we've got the final all-in, which should include the t-shirt and everything. I wonder if this is going to give you the folder and the binder, or whether you're still picking. I think you're still going to be picking where you go. Yeah, and then we've got a retailer pledge here. So we are smashing through the pledges and stretch goals, which is cool. So it was initially at 10,000. We're up to just over 35 now, which is coming in. So this new stretch goal will be opened. You can add on different things as you'd expect from all of these. And then we've got some videos here, reviews here from Dungeon Craft, and a variety of other people on here as well. So if you want to go and watch and find out more, printer process. Look at those, how many bloody printers are there? That's mad. And this is more printing, then shipping, and estimated shipping to begin February 26. Right, so the rewards, I think we've pretty much covered those. Say I'm on PDFs because it's just easier here. Probably forgot to say, actually, this is written by Brian Collins. Sorry, Brian, that I've thrown you in right at the back end of the video. But yeah, obviously he was the creator of the first and Vast Grimm. So we've got a couple of FAQs. Do you need, if you already have the book, so it's just covering again? No, you don't need it. Why isn't Flesh of My Flesh with the other zines? It's because it's a short starter adventure that's in the starter set. Yes, I cleverly predicted that one. Will I be able to get the older books and patches from the Pledge Manager? Yes, they're going to be able to do that. And do I need the first two parts, The Gates and the Infinity Star, to play Killing King's Bounty? No, the adventure can be played in any order or standalone. Okay, so that is, actually I'll link this in the video description as well. So let's go over and have a look at the rules. So timestamp this as well. So we've got a 96-page rule book, which obviously going to be, this is the combined bit of the new crew book and the network book. So obviously this is going to separate out at some stage. I don't know how it's going to work here. At what point will it separate out? So we've then got the I Want Your Skulls free adventure, which is a hex crawl. I think it's 12 pages. So you've got this like mini hex crawl here with the random things on the hexes. This is gross. There's certain creatures that I don't overly like in fantasy, and it's these horrible things with all these teeth that are designed to burrow into things. It's pretty nasty looking. So it's, those things that make your back just go ugh. And then we're going to get the Vast Grimm Into the Wormhole here, which is another little adventure. So this is a 8-page adventure as well, all in the same style, all the same colours. Got some some monsters here to fight, and then a cavern to go and discover. Actually, that says the anus and throat. So this is the stomach. Gross. This is some sort of I'll let you go and find out for yourself if you want to read it. So, right, let's have a look at see what's included in this, the non-art rulebook. So it is written by Brian Collin and Ross Brandt. So we've got the bare bones edition of the revised core rulebook here. So random tables as you expect from a Mörk Borg type game, and items to find on dead creatures. And oh, cool, that's not bad. It's all hyperlinked as well. So we're going to references. We've got lore, location, ending. So there's going to be like a Doom track in this then. So it's going to follow the Mörk Borg style of end of the world coming on. Torments, combat, how to do combat, character creation, advancement, classes. Okay, cool. This is going to look weird, isn't it? Because you can download a version of Mörk Borg like this, which I don't overly like the Mörk Borg book. I find it really difficult to read. But the text-only version that's available is even weirder. So there's the world, different areas. Okay, this is heading down to, the ending. So the sprawled into the blood Fatima. So we have got that end game stuff that I'm going to just scroll through the torment so we don't see them. Combats, I'm assuming this is going to work very much like a Mörk Borg system. So so strength for melee, presence for range, defense is against agility. So yeah, this is a player-facing game. So the games master doesn't really roll at all. In my game, I don't roll in any Mörk Borg games. You can roll damage as a games master. I like the players to roll the damage themselves. So it's a d20, you rolling high. A 1 is a fumble or natural miss. 20 is a crit. Tends to do double damage and can deplete and damage armor, where 1 is going to damage your armor. And if you roll a 1 on your dodge, you're going to take additional damage in here. So we've got different types of character classes. We've got the Machine, the Soul Survivor, the Lost Technomaniac, Maniac, that is, Twisted Biochemist, Treacherous Mörk, and Emo Bot. Oh, a Devout. This is 8, not 6. So, and finally the Harvester as well. We've got there's 5 stats. They're thrown in a tech stat. I say thrown in for obvious reasons. So yeah. Is it going to be a 3d6 roll down? Yeah, 3d6 roll down. Just go down. Then you're going to get a modifier from -3 to +3, which you're going to either add or subtract from your d20 on there. So we've got some battle scars in here. Irritating idiosyncrasies, personality defects, probably is how they'd describe them. Variety of equipment. So you're going to get lots of cool tech equipment as well in here, aren't you? Because it is a well, as much as science fiction horror, the science fiction means they can just play with really cool, and it's going to be really nice to see what the artwork looks like. I do actually like this. This is nice and simple to read. So the neuromancy is, I think that's the spells, isn't it? For this setting, morale checks, rest in pharmaceuticals or chems or drugs, becoming grim. So this is your 6 different types of infestation that you're going to get. So we've got a flesh worm, a blood worm, a brain worm, a heart worm, a gut worm, or a spinal worm. So once, okay, so you're going to be rolling on a daily basis. And depending on how badly that roll goes will determine whether you get pains or pleasures. Pains do bad things to the players. Pleasures, by all accounts, do good things. So I'm just going to have a look at this one. Parasitic pleasure here. Shedding skin. The worm has accelerated your capacity to heal. Immediately regain a d8 hit points even if you've not had anything to eat or drink. Okay, that's cool. That's as much as I'm spoiling from the different parasitic worms that you can find. We've got some random starships, some doom legions, what's that, 5-6 pages of creatures, which is, we've then got some zombies. No, these are still the creatures in here. It's the lack of artwork, it kind of throws you, sort of going, okay, all the way up to a warhound, which it just wants to keep eating and ripping flesh and bone splattering beasts. Quick rules there. It doesn't need any more than 1 page, does it? Some more, what's this? Going to be randomly rolling mercenaries and things. Yeah, so we've got some, yes, this is going to sort of change them. Salty dog. Ship conditions. The conundrum, which is a ship. So I wonder if this is, they can, like a start an adventure that's going to be included in here. Or just that everyone gets the same ship. Different things where you wander contacts, and then 50 adventure sparks. So you happen upon 2 groups of starships in a pitched battle. Okay, let's have a look at the other one. Whenever you set foot, anything living dies. Harsh. Like that man on the Skittles advert, when he touches things, everything turns to Skittles, which sounds amazing till he gets sick of Skittles. And then, as you'd expect from this, is going to be the inside back cover, I think. Yeah, so we get this with a lot of the Mörk Borg inspired games. Useful tables and random tables on the inside cover. That is really cool that you can just go and download this and actually have a look. And more importantly, play the game. You know, try before you buy, which is becoming quite a big thing on Kickstarters nowadays. But so if Andrew Beaton says it's amazing, but Pirate Borg, Mörk Borg, Cyborg, they're all really good games. And it's because the rules are so simple, it's really accessible. And I think this is one of those that, because if you want to do a space horror game, I have been looking for a nice rule. I don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware that Mothership is a nice rules light system, but one of the issues I have with Mothership, this is not in any way besmirching Mothership at all, but it's a roll, it's D100 roll under, and there's not a lot of progression, which you don't get in the Borg games, but it can be quite hard to actually pass some skill tests. So your stress can ramp up quite quickly in Mothership. Again, not an issue because that's the idea of the game. But not everyone likes roll under. Not everyone likes pools of d6s. So this is actually going to give you a cool option. And we've got 6 different alien races, worm type things to infect the players, which is infinitely more random initially from the start, because when you play aliens, there are a way of playing a different ship, different creatures and monsters, but in your head you kind of know what's coming, which is why from a lore point of view I prefer Mothership, because you don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming in this now, and it's nice easy d20 roll up, really good and beautiful art. That pink throughout is I don't know how you can make a nice colour like pink look so bloody sinister within a book. But let me know down in the comments below, if you've played Vast Grimm, if you're a fan of Mörk Borg and stuff like that. Is this something you're going to jump on? I say go and play it, try it for free, and then when you come back and you go, do you know what, Borgs are great, you can come and support the project. So, like I will be. The only thing I say is just always they'd sort out the prices for shipping, and I don't mean that on these companies that are bringing out the projects. I just think just be nicer if it was a bit cheaper to get physical stuff into the UK. So that's it. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe to my main channel as well, which is just the Dungeon and Dyslexia channel. And I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching.